Let me show how to open a Samsung subwoofer. This came with a soundbar setup, so that is the main unit, and this is the subwoofer unit. And since last few days, the subwoofer wasn't working. So when I shake or when I bump this unit, it's starting to make some sound. So I knew something problem with the loose contact. I found a link in the Reddit, and the person said open the screen first and see. So this is like, maybe heat it up a little bit. There's no screws, so you can pry open it. But that was so I applied some heat and it kind of bent over there. See that? But finally, I'll show you how it works. So see that holes? All that is just glued together, and then I broke off 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there are like total 10 of these knobs, but I broke off 4, and then the remaining just see that it kind of a hole in the compressed cardboard type thing, and that I used a flathead screwdriver to pry open, and that 6 of them just came off, and then the first 3, 1, 2, 3. I think these 2 I used the heat, like I used my wife's hair blower thing and this thing to heat up this first, and then I tried to open it, but that was a mistake. I didn't have to do that. So see that if I open it, I could use the screws. This is the only screws I found in this unit. So there's about 8 or 6 screws here. I opened this, but nothing wrong with this piece, and I thought there may be some way to connect to the other side, but this is the only screws here. So I didn't really have to open this part at all because there was no problem with the subwoofer itself. I played it and there was no sound coming here, and I moved the cables a little bit. Still nothing works. So I thought I have to take this whole thing apart and then unscrew something from there, but there was no easy way to get this out. This is all glued inside, and because it wasn't working anyway, so I was going to use a hammer to break this thing apart and then maybe unscrew it. But then I thought, why I don't try the same thing over here also. So it was all together, and then I used this flathead screwdriver to pry open this, and then kind of slide it in, and then this is what happened on the other side. So this is on this side, it's all the electrical unit, and see these holes, it's all glued together. So I'm gonna apply some glue and then put it back, but I knew it's not gonna be the original. It's not gonna be as good as the original, but so I actually figured out what was wrong with it. So once we opened this box, and then I starting to shake this a little bit, and then we noticed the subwoofer was working. So what we did was basically using some kind of tool or some screwdriver here, we're trying to shake or touch each of these capacitors and cables. Actually, first we unhook all these cables out of this, and still it wasn't working. And then I was like almost giving up on it, and then I was kind of bumping it against the ground, and then all of a sudden it started working. So I knew we could get this figured out. So eventually we figured out the problem was with this unit. It kind of looks like a capacitor next to these 2 big capacitors, and this is where the output from this unit goes to the subwoofer here. So this is the cable. So it's all kind of nice and snuggly here. It's kind of I think it's all to reduce the static and electromagnetic or what interference here. But so the problem was with this unit, it was kind of shaky, and when we put it this way, when we apply some pressure and move this towards the other 2 capacitor, or what we used is use some rubber bands to put it. I know it's not the best way. You have to put this back and use some glue to put this back all together, and then also some glue here, but it's not gonna be same as good as the original way because the screen is kind of now bent, and I broke a little bit too. So I'm going to use some super glue and some regular glue. All right, let me connect to this subwoofer, and I'll play some music. All right, so Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, connect. Now it looks good. So wish you all the best with your attempt.